Alrighty fellas, good morning. Yo, what's up? My name's Patrouski. How are we doing today? There's about 7 to 8 days or so left in the Lunar New Year event. Welcome to another PokeMMO stream recap. I'm looking mighty pale today, fellas. What's up? Another PokeMMO stream recap, your daily source of tips, tricks, information, discussion, conversation, everything happening around PokeMMO, okay? Number one, I've been checking the GTL and there is no Keldeo up on the GTL, and people are talking about we finally have some players who have defeated all three of the Sword Justice trio, which is insane. It's really crazy that we had someone in chat who has already defeated Terrakion, Virizion, and Cobalion. It took 5 days for all of them to be defeated, like across the globe, across the whole server, and now we have some players with all three defeated. Is really impressive, and we're all wondering, what is this? What is this secret raid? What is this extra raid? A lot of people predict, myself included, it to be Keldeo, but apparently even with all three raids done, we still don't know. We're still waiting. We think there might be some sort of mid-event update, and if a mid-event update happens, it's going to be in the next 1 or 2 days. So it's going to be very soon if that does happen. We'll have to just keep an eye out to see if Keldeo comes, because they took Keldeo away from the King of the Hill, and I think it's like an under talked about part of this event. Number one, who is going to replace the King of the Hill legendary in Unova? Number two, like I don't know, I'm just shocked to see how permanent Keldeo, if that comes, affects PvP and things like that. I know a lot of PvPers are interested in that. I'm curious to see all the details. Let's jump into our normal stream recap news, starting with catch events. There was a new catch event posted. There are at least 3 catch events to cover. The super cute art of the Altaria and the Swablu. There's an Altaria/Swablu catch event coming up on Friday, the 27th of February at 3 p.m. ET. That's my time zone. At Route 115 in Hoenn, you have 1 hour to catch Swablu, Wingull, Tailo, with different species bonuses, and there's a non-shiny gift Altaria up for grabs. Not the most amazing prize in the world for main accounts. A 6x31 Altaria is still really cool. Maybe it's your favorite Pokemon. I think the biggest part of this reward is the 1000 RP, especially if you are an Ironman account. As an Ironman account, I almost like coming to events like this because less main accounts will come to catch events with non-shiny prizes. So as an Ironman account, where you care about the RP more than the prize is nice, right? But you care more about the reward points. It's your only way to get it. So making sure to come to these lower reward, events as an Ironman, they can only give out so many shinies so often. I get why they have to do this, right? It's still a cool prize for a lot of players, but make sure to prioritize these as an Ironman, in my opinion, is actually more valuable because you have a higher chance of winning if less people show up. It's less competitive, right? Next up, the Teddy Ursa. We've covered this a few times, so I'll go through it kind of quickly. This is on Saturday, the 28th of February at noon ET. We have catch events this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. The staff members of PokeMMO have really tried to prioritize, in my opinion, doing weekend catch events. And I think the player base used to complain a ton about the catch event times. And I feel like I feel like this is the best way to do it, because if you have catch events, even if they used to have catch events at like 7 p.m. or like 5 p.m. on Monday, Tuesday, or on the weekdays, or even sometimes like 2 p.m. It's hard to get those if you're working, right? But this really, and I feel like this really, like, on the weekends, it can be whatever time. It can be at noon on Saturday, and then that hits different time zones all around the world, but then you're not working, so you can, at least most people, not everybody obviously, but like this is way better. I think doing the weekend catch events is a way better way to do it. But also requires the staff, you got to keep in mind, requires the staff to give up at least 1 day of their weekends to host these. So just, you got to say thank you to the staff and shout out to the staff members who are doing all this for the love of the game, for the love of PokeMMO. The staff members really are the backbone, the community managers especially, the backbone of the PokeMMO community, dude. All right, this is at noon though, 28th of February at noon, Route 45 in Johto. You can catch Teddy Ursa, Gligar, Starmie, and Geodude, and there is a shiny Teddy Ursa up for grabs. This is a really good shiny utility Pokemon. It gets honey gathered to like farm free honey. You can farm, you can give it pickup, you can give it payday, you can give it earthquake and clear hordes and have that pickup effect with the ability, and get some extra repels, pokeballs just passively along the way. Really good utility Pokemon. It also gets sweet scent. Teddy Ursa is a really underrated utility Pokemon, so getting a shiny one would be sick. Also, shiny Ursaring would be really intimidating in the NU PvP tier, even though it's not the most powerful mon. It's a pretty cool Pokemon in NU, and it is kind of underrated at times. It struggles only being a normal type, though, in my opinion. Next up, the Stunky catch event. This is on the Sunday, 1st of March at 1 p.m. ET. Over at Route 214 in Sinnoh, you have 1 hour to catch Stunky for a +8 species bonus. It's a big one. Houndour +3, Mothim is 0, and Girafarig are both 0. There is a shiny Stunky up for grabs. I talked about yesterday, and I'm going to repeat it. Skunk Tank is actually an underrated raid Pokemon used to spam assurance. Really good and unique typing. I think it's like Poison Dark, right? It's a really interesting typing. You don't see a whole lot in PokeMMO. Yeah, it's Poison Dark. It can spam Poison Jab, obviously. It can spam Sucker Punch. That's really relevant. It can be tanky. Skunk Tank has been used in certain raids. It has been used in a fair bit of PVM in the past as kind of a niche option, but it does pop up. So getting a shiny raid Pokemon, can never go wrong with that. That's always amazing. And then finally, we kind of loop back to I was just mentioning it, but the fact that the Keldeo being removed as the King of the Hill is a pretty big deal in PokeMMO, and I think a lot of people once again are underrating it. This person posted, Vinny S. He just posted a simple, quick story and screenshot of him getting access to that Keldeo, to that King of the Hill legendary before it got taken away, right back in 2021. So I think this is a really cool, like, anybody now with screenshots of them with Keldeo is a relic of PokeMMO history. I always say, like, literally we're always making PokeMMO history live in the moment. As things pass on, like, things will change, things will adjust, and I'm sure a lot of us, that's why I encourage players, record your gameplay, record your shiny hunts, take screenshots. Like, we lost so much of 2012, 2013, and 2014 PokeMMO to history because people didn't screenshot, record, you know, log the journey, and now we regret it. We regret not having so much of that beautiful, you know, that nostalgia and that time capsule, right? And to see what changed, everything like that. So I'm glad that this era of PokeMMO, we've been doing a lot better about that. So really shout out, unironically, something as simple as this, I really appreciate to be able to go back in the future and come back and see when this change happened. So congrats to this guy on having the King of the Hill Keldeo at one point, because now it's gone. You know, now it's gone. So that was your last chance, guys, which is pretty crazy. But now Keldeo will most likely become permanent is also the meme. So I don't know. It's like a fun little, but I think it's cool. I think it's cool. So anyways, next up onto our achievement showcase, fellas. We're going to start things off with Shadow TLD, who finished his first ever Pokedex in a Pokemon game, which we were lucky enough for it to be PokeMMO. He finished the stories 120 hours from a fresh account. Finished almost all Dex entries by 140 hours, but the Phenos took an extra 22 hours. That 22 hours extra of gameplay, not like extra, like, that's crazy, man. That's, I always say, I do recommend watching my Pokedex completion guide. It's one of those guides where, like, if someone told me, hey, you should watch this Pokedex completion guide, I would have been like, no the fuck I don't need to watch that. Pokedex completion guide, all I have to do is go catch the Pokemon. It says their location. Like, why would I ever need a guide on how to catch Pokemon? Catch W. I've been doing that since I was 12 years old, right? And then you would get to the end of the Pokedex and look at something like Audino and be like, uh-oh. And so many people get locked behind Pheno Pokemon, because I know that I would have been just as stubborn. Okay, I totally get it. I severely recommend watching my, or at least don't even, fuck it, don't watch my Pokedex guide. Just start catching Phenos now. If you understand Phenos, just start catching Phenos. The first line in my Pokedex completion guide is to start catching Phenos as soon as you want to go for complete Pokedex. Start farming Phenos now, because otherwise you'll regret it in the future. But thankfully, anyways, back to this guy's accomplishment. He was able to complete his Pokedex for the first time, and he said it was one of the more satisfying achievements in his 15 years of gaming. I think this stuff like this is beautiful, man. I think this, like, kind of story is good to highlight and remember as we hyper end game turbo online gamers like myself. We forget the beauty and, like, just the simple accomplishments of, like, how it feels to complete your Pokedex in PokeMMO for the first time. It's an amazing thing. So shout out to Shadow for keeping us in touch, and congratulations on your goal, dude. Next up, no one got himself a shiny Magikarp. A lot of people, myself included, thought there was actually 2 shiny Magikarps in this picture at first, but he's just highlighting a second one. But this is a person who has been in my streams constantly recently. They join every stream and go, hey man, I'm working on my Magikarp. I love people who join my stream and are like, hey man, what are you up to today? I'm currently 36k dry on this hunt, blah blah blah. It's like, you get invested. One of the beautiful parts of shunting in PokeMMO is being invested in someone else's, and to see no one do, like, load up every day and be like, hey, today I'm 22k dry, today I'm 26, 28, 32, 34, you know, blah blah blah. And now he finally got it. He got his shiny Magikarp. 46,000 encounters dry, and I feel like I was a very small part of his journey, which is a really cool experience, man. And I'm lucky to be able to have that as a streamer, man. So shout out to no one. That's a really cool thing to see, man. Congrats to you. Next up, a secret shiny Tailo from that Kanto lad over in Petalburg jail. Not a whole lot. I don't know the encounters. I didn't get a whole lot of info on this one, a whole lot of extra details, but a secret shiny Tailo. I like Tailo as a phase over in this spot. It's a beautiful shiny. That green is sick. It also rolled Adamant Nature, so there's a really beautiful secret shiny Tailo, man. If you don't know, secret shinies are super rare in PokeMMO. I'm lucky enough to have one, but they're tough, dude. If you don't, I do have a video called Secret Shinies Explained, if you aren't aware, but the TLDR is they're about 16 times rarer than normal shinies, and they also can't be gotten through sweet sending hordes. That's the two important details. All right, next up, the amount of Shalfas we are seeing during the event. A lot of people are playing this event. I am shocked by the numbers. You wouldn't think it based on the amount of complaints we've seen online about the game. Understandable, valid critiques as well, but people are playing the game. The numbers are crazy. The amount of Shalfas we're seeing is insane. Congrats to Logan, who got himself a Shalfa Sudowoodo. I also love Sudowoodo, man.
Here, less than 3.
Dude, what's up, man? Thank you for the 4 months of subs. I'm honored to have it. Are you the person in game who's been hanging out all the morning? I see you, Strawland. Dude, good morning, good morning, good morning. Anyways, Shalfa Sudowoodo, man. 42,000 encounters dry as well. Like, very deserved. Shalfa Sudowoodo, 2 times 31. I guess it's always gonna be 2 times 31. But dude, congrats to Logan, man. That's a beautiful. Like, if I were to go for any Shalfas, Shalfa Sudowoodo is up. I've egged a lot for Shalfas. Not a lot. A few thousand. I've egged like maybe like 1,200, not a crazy amount, I've egged a bit for Sudowoodo passively on the main account, man. It's a beautiful Pokemon, a beautiful Shalfa. Congratulations to you, man. Next up, now this is a full story, okay? This is from Fly Happy, another regular viewer of mine, okay? Fly Happy has been on a quite the wet streak over the past few shiny hunts since the encounter counter was added, honestly. He did go 42,000 encounters for a Lantern, but then after that, he went 6,000 encounters for a Murkrow, 700 for an Ariados, 7,000 for a Duosion, into 8,000 for an Amoonguss, into 5,000 for a Gurgler. This streak alone is already super lucky. I've never seen a streak like that. Not to like that, but that's good. It will come one day, The longer I've had crazy like 300, I've been 300k encounters dry, and I've gotten a shiny in 106 encounters. I always say, like, I've been all over the place. This kind of streak is crazy, man. And then that's just the start, okay? There's part number 2. That's part number 1. Here's part number 2, where he continues on. Hypno at 18k. Okay, more reasonable. Snorunt at 4k. Love Dist at 1600. Electrike at 8k. Krabby. Secret Shiny Krabby at 10k. Into Bibarel. Okay, a little more normal at 26k. And then here is part 3, where he gets Poliwhirl at 22k. He starts coming back to the realm of normality, 22k, and then Golduck at 23k. And then finally, now he's dry again with Dodrio at 40k. This was a 13 Pokemon wet streak. 13 shiny hunts in a row that were all under 30k. Insane. Congratulations to you, Fly Happy. Someone in chat, Ian, no, one of my biggest supporters as well, dude. Ian, I should have listened to you, Pat. I spent 6 mil Pokeyen on mysterious Cherish balls with Charm on and got no shinies. Rip. I know that it's alluring to gamble on mysterious balls. It's why I use them as investments, because they're so alluring, right? I get it. You will lose in the long run, and with mysterious balls, you lose in the short run. It's just. But I really, especially mysterious balls, and I really don't recommend gambling in PokeMMO. You hear, I appreciate you speaking about that, because there's so many people. Most people, when they gamble and they lose, they don't talk about it because they're ashamed, understandably so. And I say this, let me qualify. I say this as someone where back in 2015, I always tell the story, when the Candy Cane Vanity came out, I gambled everything I had on my PokeMMO account. This vanity was like 15 to 30 million Pokeyen during the event, which we had never seen before in PokeMMO history. I spent all 7 mil Pokeyen cash that I had earned from grinding Everstones for like 80k Pokeyen an hour back in 2014, 2015. It was, and then I spent it all on Santa presents, and I didn't get diddly squat. I didn't get diddly squat. And I sold everything I had. I liquidated like all my Pokemon. I sold so many NU comps. I like liquidated so much stuff. I sold so many cool 2013, 2014, and 2015 comps in Pokemon that I wish I still had to this day. But I sold so many of them. Got about 7 to 8 mil more Pokeyen, and then gambled it all the way again. And I quit the game for like years. I made the dumb decision of gambling my entire net worth away for what I thought was a decent chance at making good money, making good profit. It's gambling, guys. Don't do it. Learn from my mistake. I think it's just, yeah, don't do it. Don't gamble on PokeMMO. Only gamble what you can afford to lose. Only gamble what you know, only gamble what you can afford to lose, and only gamble if you're willing to pay for some sort of entertainment, if that makes sense. Yeah, I'm still not done the achievement showcase. We got some good questions in chat today. If they can remove Keldeo from King of the Hill, will the devs also do it to other King of the Hills in the future events? I don't know. I think it's got to be something it's something I never considered. The devs sometimes just come out of left field and do things that I consider like not doable. I never considered that a possibility. I never thought they could take a legendary away from King of the Hill and, like, you know, change it and make it permanent. Like, I didn't think they'd ever be willing to do. I thought that was like too like, I don't know, out there. But no, like, that it's like, I don't know. So that was totally unexpected for me. Does it set a precedent? Does it set a norm for the future? I don't know. It does mean it's possible. That's a big deal. It means it's at least possible. Worst case scenario, it's possible. Someone said, I think Keldeo will go back to King of the Hill after the event. Do you think so? I mean, it's like, it'd be the ultimate. Okay, the PokeMMO devs love to troll. It would be the ultimate fucking fake out to just remove Keldeo as the King of the Hill during the event, and then have like this not even be Keldeo. This is a permanent raid for sure, but like, then just to make us think it's Keldeo, and then to have this not be Keldeo, that would be really funny. That would be very PokeMMO dev coded. They fucking love trolling. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think it sets a norm, but it sets up. It does now open up the possibility that they could, yes, make King of the Hill legendaries permanent or take them or switch them out, which I didn't think was a possibility before. I'm getting so distracted today. I haven't even started grinding swarms yet, but why does this say egg? I was looking over in the randoms. It's got to be it's just a funny bug. They think Deoxys is an egg. Egg. Everybody type egg, bro. Egg in chat. Any eggs in chat? Egg. But like some of them, this one's Deoxys speed form. This one's, there's also like Deoxys. Deoxys and Deoxys speed form are fine. That's so weird that it's, but this Deoxys is egg. And this Deoxys is egg. Why is it only 2 out of 5? It would make sense if they were all egg, or if like base Deoxys worked and then the other 3 forms. Why is this one? What's funny to me is, why does this one work? I don't know. 2 out of 4 Deoxys is egg. Any reason the first 5 pages of the highest priced Pokemon in the GTL are all 6x0 ferrets? I think that's Alisei. That's a collector. I love when people do that shit. Let me see. Let's not sort by. Let's do boom. Yep, there it is. I think it's Alisei who does that, right? Yep. I love that there are known players across the community who do stuff like this. And like, this is one of the coolest things in PokeMMO. Number one, the Pokeyen it would cost to breed this many 6x0 ferrets is very expensive. Number two, every single time that Alisei lists one of these ferrets for 2 billion Pokeyen, they are costing themselves, I believe, 25k, right? So like, if it's 6 pages, if it's 60 ferrets, 60 times 25, every time, like, this costs 1.5 mil just to, this is the ultimate flex. It costs 1.5 mil just to list all of these ferrets, and you have to do it like every 30 days, right? They'll only last like 27, 28 days. Like, that's insane. It probably costs them, I don't know, it probably costs like anywhere from 4 to 600, probably 400k per ferret, maybe, would be my guess. 400k per ferret. Let's do 400k times 60. So it probably costs like 24 mil to make them. I could be wrong. Maybe more. At least 24, probably 25 mil at least to make them. And then 1.5 mil a month to list them and flex them. Dude, I respect it. There's also, let's see if there's a Finneon collector as well. I don't know if they'll be flexing right now. Let's see. Nah, which makes sense. During the event, they're not flexing. There is someone who has like 28 shiny Finneons. Like, so, like a ton. Dude, also, can we appreciate this new shiny sprite mod? I can't get it. Look how beautiful. Like, this looks sick. Seeing the Shalford, I need to update. I need to do a new must-have mods video for like shiny hunters, because this looks the Shalford Zard sprite looks amazing. Now, I've been so distracted today, but we did have one more thing in the achievement showcase to go ahead and cover, okay? And it's this person's story. This is Polar. Good morning. I just wanted to share my PokeMMO progress of my main account after around 3,000 hours. My trainer card says that I started in 2021. However, that was just to play with some friends. I eventually dropped the game until 2024, where I decided I needed to get a shiny with 1 in 30,000 shiny chance. I got hooked immediately after getting a shiny Tentacruel. As you can see, the rest is history. I have now completed my goal, and I love this goal, dude. This is a goal that I still honestly kind of have. I have now completed my goal of getting a shiny via every encounter method, except for fossils yet. Those being ×5 hordes, ×3 hordes, single encounters, fishing encounters, an egg, and a safari shiny. I still need an egg. I've done everything on this list. Have I ever done I don't know if I've ever gotten a fishing shiny, which kind of just broke my brain. I just realized that. I fishing shunted over 60,000 encounters. I don't think I have a fishing shiny. I have some weird shiny luck. Anyways, L Shunter, yeah, shit shunter. And I have a fossil. I have one safari, I have like multiple, I have like 2 rares, but then no egg, no fishing. Interesting. Whatever. Anyways, I've had a blast playing this game over the past 2 years, and I think that I'm now going to start an Ironman account. PS, thank you for the guides. Okay, he's going to be nice to me, whatever. This is what I love about this post. I called this the entire PokeMMO shunting experience in one image. I think that's what's so beautiful. That's true. There is like honey trees, repel. There are other methods. That is true, but that's nicher, but yes, true. This guy's shiny. It's the same guy, obviously. This is his shiny box, his collection zoomed in on, and it's, dude, this is a lot of amazing. Like, there's shiny Zorua in here, you might notice. Shiny Zorua, shiny Pupitar. I'm a Pupitar. I think Pupitar is the best shiny out of the trio, out of Tyranitar, Larvitar, Pupitar. I think Pupitar is the most. Let's go see if we can find one on the GTL. I think Pupitar is so. Where my Pupitar gang at? Pupitar is so underrated. There's none on the GTL. That's why, dude. I'm fucking we do it live. Fucking we do it live. I think shiny Pupitar is the most underrated. It's a 3D image, so it's not the best. I'll grab this one actually. This is not exactly what the sprite would look like in game. Keep in mind. Pupi.png. But I think shiny, dude, the color, the purple on shiny Pupitar. I think shiny Pupitar is secretly the best out of Larvitar, T-Tar, Pupitar. I think it is secretly the best option out of the 3. Anyways, he's got a secret shiny Beautifly. He's got Salamence. That's a single encounter. He's got the what's it called? Not Shelder. Why can't I think of the name of this? The pearl holded clam pearl. Was the pearl holding motherfucker is what I was gonna say. He's got shiny clam pearl. That's like a fish. Maybe a horde hunt. To be a horde hunt. He got an, I didn't even see the Eevee. He's got an Eevee, shiny Metagross, shiny this guy is crazy shinies. Crazy shinies. Zorua, Eevee, Melodic, Metagross, Salamence, all these rares, man. Beautiful. The secret shiny Beautifly. Beautiful. This is, once again, I think this guy's boxes and this guy's story just encapsulates the full shiny hunting experience. Congratulations, Polar, and thank you for sharing your story, man. All right, now we can actually jump into the rest of the stream recap and more questions from stream chat. If you're interested, make sure to like the video. If you enjoy these stream recaps, always like them. It takes 1 second. It helps me out a ton. It lets me know what kind of content you guys actually enjoy. Dislike if not, that's okay. Subscribe to the channel for daily PokeMMO videos. I do upload every single day. Follow me on Twitch for streams like this, usually Monday through Thursday at 12 p.m. ET, during events whenever possible. If you want to catch these streams live, I'm always live on both YouTube and Twitch. Over here on I just said that. Whatever. Have a great day. Let's jump into it. I'm sure chat will have some good questions to come. Okay, 2 swarms just got rapidly called right now, and I wanted to take this time to quickly, I wanted to recalc, because like when this event dropped, the Pokeyen was not great, and not good even, and I agree with that. Well, if you're playing PvP and good at PvP, it was not bad, to be fair, pretty good even, but I wanted to recalc the mysterious Cherish balls. So now that mysterious Cherish balls, there's about 10 swarms an hour now. Before it was like 4 to 5 swarms an hour, now it's like 10 swarms an hour, okay? So if mysterious Cherish balls are 58k a piece, we're gonna calculate at 58,000 Pokeyen a piece, and there's 10 swarms an hour, and then 8 Pokemon equal, 1 ball, right? So 10 swarms an hour is obviously 40 Pokemon. That's pretty easy. Divided by 8, right? That's 5 mysterious Cherish balls an hour, right? Times 58,000 Pokeyen. If you, like, this event was not good money. This is one of the weirdest events we've ever seen because it wasn't good money at the start of the event, but now if you're farming mysterious Cherish balls, and to be fair, Pokemon have takedowns, some of them are, maybe you don't get to all of them, like the timing, blah blah, but if you're playing well, you can make 290,000 Pokeyen per hour right now just catching Pokemon, just farming swarms. And also that Pokeyen is like very guaranteed because mysterious balls sell incredibly quickly. Like, swarm farming right now is, no one's talking about it, bro. Once again, we love to, and when I say we, I mean me as well, we love to focus on the negatives and harp on the negatives, but when there is a positive, often we forget to mention it, right? This is like 290k is really good Pokeyen. That's insanely good Pokeyen for very low pretty low requirements. The only requirement is have a catch in Breloom, buy some Pokeballs, and have all 5 regions done, right? Like, that's really crazy. Yeah, I don't know. I think now at the beginning it was not good, but now that the event has progressed, the Pokeyen per hour this is a really good farming strat. Let alone if you do this on alt accounts, really good Pokeyen, guys. Yeah, we're talking about like how we've seen so many people get rare shinies during this event because everybody's farming swarms is the best strat by far. Someone said, do swarms have increased shiny chance or no? To my knowledge, they don't. But think about it like this: it's just like the mass quantity, right? If 1,000 people are all farming swarms, it only takes. Let's do. If there's 1,000 people in game, all farming swarms, it's 4 encounters per. Let's do. Sorry, I'm trying to do math, and I'm terrible at math. You get 4 checks per swarm, right? So that makes each swarm. This is don't run in the each swarm effectively has a shiny rate of 1 in 7,500. Not really. Please don't. It's more like 4 in 130k or whatever. But please don't. Yeah. Just for this simple math, let's just run with it, okay? Wrong Pokeball. Fuck. Anyways, so like, if you have 1,000 people all doing swarms, that means that like what, 1 in every 8 swarms we should see a shiny. That means like on average we're seeing 1 person get a shiny on average. If 1,000 people are doing, which I think is probably probable, if 1,000 people are doing swarms at a time, we should see about 1 swarm shiny an hour, maybe a little bit more across the server. Like that, like the shiny odds feel insane. And then when you like zoom out and view them as like a aggregate, right? Like if you think about it, you know, large scale and not just in your own journey, it really draws perspective. You know, if 1,000 people all do 30 encounters, which is not that many, the odds are, you know, we'll see a ton of shinies, right? Or 1 shiny, is that the math? I don't know. Anyways, I gotta split on this math. I can't be doing this math on a 7-hour sleep day. Oh my goodness. Sorry, a little bit of a nostalgia trip. I know it's not for everybody, but I was looking on the main account. Spidget asked me if I had an M-Bore with like flame charge he wanted to test out in PvP. I do not, but I was looking through my old boxes. I love looking through my old comps, man. I think this is from 2016. It's not that old. 2016, but this is 10 years old. Wow, that's crazy. This is from 2014. This is a competitive Pokemon that I used to use a ton back on ladder in 2014 and back in games. Naughty Nature Jumpluff, 252 attack, 252 speed. Look at these. This thing, I know the stats look like nothing today, okay? This thing was a menace to society back in 2014. Like, I used to sweep OU teams with this, and it was back. Oh my god, the more just okay. Acrobatics wasn't in the game back then. It used to be Aerial Ace. This thing was Sleep Powder, Substitute, Swords Dance, Aerial Ace. I would outspeed my opponent, set up Sleep Powder, set up Substitute, spam Swords Dance, and then sweep 6-0 with Aerial Ace. And if that didn't work, I just lost. Dude, but that worked like a fair bit. Like, dude, dude, I loved. Oh my goodness, this was the comp back in 2014, man. It was a big deal, man. It was a big deal back then. Any old, it's okay, actually. A lot of my old Pokemon, like 2012s and 2013s and 2014s, are on a different account. I actually like keep my collection, so I have no 2012s or 2013s on my main account. I have some 2014s. Wow, my catching Breloom, or no. This is a PvP Breloom. Adamant Nature. This was really good stats as well for 2014. 31 speed, 20 plus, and all these stats. This was an insane Pokemon. With Mach Punch, this is a crazy mon for 2014. I don't think Mach Punch was in the game yet. I'm not sure. This Flareon. So this Breloom is named Asbo after an old friend of mine, and this Flareon has his OT. Like there's some fucking stories to be told in these boxes. This 2014, like this was an insanely statted Pokemon back then. 2014 Ursaring, 2014 Blossom, the GB. Oh, I forgot about this. The GB Weed OT. This guy is still around. This guy is a PvP legend. He is still around. I have one of his comps from 2014. You can call me whatever names, insults you want. I'm a true fucking PokeMMO OG. I was actually like playing this game, bro, back then. I wasn't good. You can flame me for that, but I was trying my damn best, bro. Patrouski OT from 2014. This Vileplume. Like this thing 25 plus in every stat except for attack and speed. Serious nature, like dude. Oh, but it was, that's why. Oh, this was a big deal because back in 2014 HP Ice was really valued and really strong because of like Dragonite and other, well, but Dragonite, I don't know. HP Ice was, what was it for? HP Ice was really good back in 2014, but not for Dragonite because Dragonite was banned to level 100s and most people played 50 comps. Back then, the way PvP was separated was 50s and 100s. So Tyranitar and Dragonite weren't even playable in like the main tiers. They were in 100s, which most people didn't play. But HP Ice was really, really, really good, right? Why were the stats so low back then? Number one, people were worse. Number two, we didn't grind as hard. Number three, breeding didn't exist in the way that it does now. So back then you could like nowadays you could just guaranteed breed up stats. Back then you couldn't do that. It was all randomly rolling. It was all RNG, right? So a lot of the comps you see are way worse. If someone had like a 31 speed timid Jolteon back then, you couldn't Everstone nature, I don't think, back then. Like you couldn't carry over the nature. That might not be true. I think that is true. I don't know, I'm not sure. No, I think that's true, but I could be wrong. Memory is a fickle thing. We're talking 12 13 years ago. Okay, god damn, I'm old. Wow. But hidden powers were a pivotal part of the metagame. Hidden powers were incredibly powerful and incredibly good. If you had an HP water Jolteon, an HP ice Vileplume, an HP, like these were really relevant. HP ground was really good on like Blossom or some shit. Like hidden powers were crucial. They were one of the most important. Hidden power fire used to be one of the best, if I remember, on like Starmie. Like Starmie hidden power fire was one of the most feared mons in PvP. Like you would use mons that were suboptimal if they had the right hidden power, because that's how important that was, and you couldn't change hidden powers. So back then, hidden powers were static. Nowadays you can like use mysterious gems and change the hidden power typing. Back then you couldn't do that. Your natural hidden power is tied to your IVs. You would calc what your hidden power was on like an online like Psypoke's hidden power calculator, and if it wasn't the right one, you would just like try your best or not, or try to catch a new one. Like hidden power was so important back then. You would use like a serious nature Vileplume. Also I was just bad. We were just bad. But you would use a serious nature Vileplume because it had HP ice, and it was that like with these stats, it was worth doing. Also I was bad, so also we were all bad back then, so keep all that in mind. Here, dude, Orgdoomer linked this comp from 2014. This is an insanely good comp from 2014. The 31's back. Well, Spitac's irrelevant, but you also might. They went Hyper Beam, like. Well, so wait. Hyper Beam. What it is Hyper Beam might have been physical back then, because this was, I forget if in 2014. I don't remember for sure. 2014 might have been pre-physical special split. I don't know if so. Waterfall was probably special. This would have been added later on. So I don't know if it was in the game yet. We didn't get the physical special split until, I don't know, like 2015, I think, maybe 2016, probably 2015. Yeah, overnight all of our comps became like useless because of the physical special. I always talk about E-Punch Alakazam, right? So Alakazam, let's see if I can find it. It's only Gen 1, not in PokeMMO. In PokeMMO, no. Also, that's not true. The physical special split didn't happen until what, until like Gen 3 in Pokemon? Or Gen 4? I think it was Gen 4, right? When did the physical special split happen, Pokemon? Generation 4. I don't know a lot about Pokemon, but I know a lot about PokeMMO, okay? And PokeMMO taught me a few things. Generation 4 added the physical special split, I believe, and it was because, if I recall, it's because Starmie and Blissey were too good, right? They would just fucking tank everything. So they had to introduce physical special split to allow, like, Pokemon to bash through the base attackers, basically. But yeah, so back then we had something called E-Punch Alakazam, which was Alakazam with Thunder Punch, Ice Punch, and Fire Punch. If you don't know, moves prior to the physical special split, post physical special split, you could have moves that were water type that were physical or special. So for example, Surf is special, right? It uses your special attack, and then Waterfall is physical. Prior to that, all moves typings were based on the type itself. So all water types were special attacking, right? All water moves were special. All normal moves were physical. All flying moves were physical. All, like, it would be like that. It would be like all of one type was just physical or special. That's the way it worked, and it made balancing like really, really hard. You can still find to this day. Let's go see if we can find one. It'd be hard to find one in live time. Let's see, but like, so, we're not seeing any Alakazams, to be fair, from back in that era. But like, you can still find to this day sometimes E-Punch. Try Abras or Kadabras. I'm not seeing anything, but you can still find. Kadabra will pop up if we have this typed as well, right? You can still find sometimes on the GTL old Abras and Kadabras with the E-Punch moveset, which makes no sense in today's. You would never use a physical Alakazam these days, right? This is a good question / talking point. Someone said, my favorite Pokemon is Mudkip, and I want to use an ability patch on it, but it feels like a waste because I could just use a different damp Pokemon. This is a great example of, like, I think having your favorite Pokemon as a Dampmon is incredibly worth it, incredibly valuable. Looking at your team of Pokemon and looking at your character, like having the right vanities and visuals and look to your game really matters. When you're playing PokeMMO for thousands of hours, like the visuals and your happiness matters, and that like aesthetic, it's like having like a clean house or a clean room. If you, not everybody cares about that, but if you care about that, right? Like it affects your mental health and your, enjoyment of the world or the game or whatever, right? There's also a great example of like I would say find your percentage of efficiency. Everyone's percentage is different. Some people play at 0% efficiency and that's what makes them the happiest, and some play at 100%, and that, like, there's no wrong answer. Like, some people like will flame people for being efficient, and I think that's really lame and cringe. For some people, playing at 100% efficiency is the fun, and that's awesome. But generally use efficiency to fuel your fun, right? It's good to know the efficient strategies. It's good to have the information. Like, look at me with Jimmy runs. I know that I could do better Jimmy runs that require more work and more effort, but will earn me more Pokeyen. I choose not to do them because I have more fun doing a very lazy Jimmy run, making decent Pokeyen per hour, and then playing the game that allows me to play the game for years and years and years. If I did an efficient Jimmy run every day, personally, I would burn out. I wouldn't enjoy that, right? Play the game the way that you enjoy, and that is why people I think some people project, because some people just playing 100% efficiency is the fun for them, but then there are other people who feel pressured to play more efficient than what actually makes them happy. I see a lot of people playing like overly efficiently, and then that makes them miserable, and they wonder why the game's not fun. And it's because you're not playing the game in the way that you enjoy. You're playing in what you think it should be played by others telling you. So finding your own percentage is really, really important. Use efficiency as a tool. Find your percentage. Efficiency is meant to, for most people, like doing for example, doing one Jimmy run a day will make you 300,000 Pokeyen. That's enough Pokeyen to do most things in the game. Like that, if you just do one Jimmy run a day, you used your efficiency. Now you can go do what you want to do. Go shiny hunt, go breed PvP Pokemon, go, do whatever, right? Like, use efficiency to open up the doors to other parts of the game and allow yourself to enjoy other elements. That's my general advice for the average person. Hopefully that, yeah, please make that, whether you're just buying a hidden multi-access. Now, it might be cheaper to just buy a hidden multi-access Swampert off the GTL. I don't know if that's cheaper, or just water patch. Probably no water patch. Oh, this is beautiful though. But yeah, get that TLDR, get that damp Swampert. Like, I don't care if damp Parasect or damp Swampert is a perfectly viable Pokemon, especially if it's your favorite Pokemon. I think would be more efficient for you to have that damn Swampert. Thank you. Your happiness has to be factored into efficiency, right? Yeah, a lot of people have brought this up or mentioned it, but I haven't like talked about it or even done a clip on it. It's a great question from Oso. Had I went back and I took a screenshot from the moment that you first got into the event and got onto the servers. The timer was at 13 days and 4 hours, so they didn't reset the timer after the event was delayed. Yeah, which is true. Do you think that's ground to safely assume the event will be attended? I think there's a pretty good, like, you never know for sure. I personally believe, just personal guesstimate, I think there's like a 70% chance the event gets extended, maybe 80%. To be fair, I think they would have announced it by now, so that's what makes me like skeptical. But I would say there's around a 70% chance the event gets extended, maybe not that much longer, but like maybe to like March 5th. And hopefully, I hope we see that personally. You know, good question. Okay, the PvP vanity reward just reset. I haven't checked it yet. Let's see what it is. It's the red tassel hair clips again. Are they just doing the set? What? I mean, I guess I have no excuse. I can just avoid. I can just skip PvP still. But I'm shocked by that. I feel like they did Origin hair 2 days in a row, and then red tassel 2 days in a row. It seems like they're doing like every vanity 2 days in a row and then moving on. Interesting. I mean, it's kind of an organized way to do it. To be fair, I just didn't expect that. No fucking way, dude. My chat is blowing me out of the water at how many mysterious cherish balls. Are you sure you haven't bought any? Someone in chat said they had 103, and I was like, dude, that's so impressive. That's amazing. Nice job. It's literally like arguably my job to play PokeMMO. Now, to be fair, I have focused way more on like content this event versus the previous ones. I was more Iron Man. I was Iron Man grind first, content second. This event I was content first, Iron Man grind second. Someone had 103 mysterious. That's really, really impressive. Oso said that he had 204. That's insane. I have 49, and I play this game like 8 hours a day now, very inefficiently and poorly, but a lot of hours. Dude, what he said? Now, hey, Oso, to be fair, did clarify some of it was from an alt account, but he said 80% from one account. Dude, that's insane. That's so impressive. That's what a grind. Today I got 20. That's a lot. What's the math on that? You catch, I guess if you play efficiently, you should be getting like 40 swarm mons an hour. You should get, I think you get what, like 5? You get 5 cherish balls an hour if you play efficiently. So 20 is like 4 hours. Yeah, I'm just realizing maybe that I suck at this game. I'm just like really I you know what, I will take the hit that I prefer talking to chat. I love yapping, dude. I'm a chat first stream, and efficiency third or fourth at this point. You know what, I'm having a blast though. I can't complain, dude. This is a really good question. I think everybody who cares about investing should be asking themselves the question and then coming to their own conclusion, and you're either going to be right or wrong, and you just take your best guess. Someone said, is now the time to be investing in mysterious cherish balls? I don't, you know, it's just everyone should be asking it. You should be asking, you know, is the, oh, they're also like, okay, they're going up like a fair, they're already up 10% over the past 24 hours. That's pretty crazy. That is pretty shocking, to be fair. I look at this and I think that people are, my prediction, I'm watching me be dead ass wrong, so you know, take that with a grain of salt, right? I see 7 days left in the event. That's a lot of grinding. I see 7 days left of the event where people are also the best at the event. People have learned the swarm formulas. They know where they spawn. They know the locations. They know the best ways to catch them. They've maybe grinded up some alt accounts that they didn't have prior to the start of the event. And now, you know, yeah, this is not financial. There's no right or wrong. Like, no one, we're just predicting. No one really knows. This is not financial advice. Maybe because I'm saying that I'm not investing right now, people will start investing to counteract that, and that will actually make, like, I don't know, like, it's just, no one knows. You never know. It's really, really hard to predict markets. I'm personally predicting that these drop a bit more. I think that mysterious balls will either go back to 56k. I'm guessing the bottom out will be somewhere between like 48 and 56k. I think 48k and 46. That's my guess. Maybe that's too hopeful. Maybe the bottom out was 56, 58, which makes sense, and now they just go up for the rest of the event. Either way can be the case. I don't really know for sure. I see 7 days left in the event. That's the biggest. Also, I see 7 days with a potential extension. That's my opinion, but do what's best for you. Dude, no one's talking about the Elven ponytail. This vanity's doing quite well. 7.5 mil, up 20%. It's up big over the past like past week. Little check up on this item, man. 7.5 mil is the cheapest right now, 20% over the past 7 days. Alrighty, fellas, we've been live for 7 hours and 20 minutes. I think it might be about that time. It's been a good one, man. I had a lot of fun on today's stream. Lots of good grinds. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed your stay. Like it if you did. Dislike if I bothered you today. I stunk. I smell through the screen. Dislike the video. That's okay. Subscribe for daily PokeMMO videos. I do upload short stream. Yeah, short stream, huh? Okay. Get it out, chat. Subscribe for daily videos. I do tiny stream. Subscribe for daily videos. I do upload every single day. Follow me for streams on Twitch and YouTube, usually Monday through Thursday, starting at 12 p.m. ET. I've been really enjoying streaming recently, so we've been doing it a lot. That's the TLDR. But for now, gonna let my voice rest a little bit. Gonna hang out with the wife. She'll be home in a bit. I will see you guys later. Have a good night. But for now, peace Reno, fellas. Yo, what's up? Outro Patrouski here. I wanted to take this second to say thank you so much for watching the entire video. It is thanks to people like you I'm able to make the content that I do, as well as everybody whose name is listed here. That's it for me. Have a fantastic day.